The trolls, where y'all at? I know y'all coming. But keep it cute. Don't say no stupid shit like what I'm about to insert right here. Don't say no stupid shit like this. Because if you say some stupid shit like that, you getting blocked. And I probably shouldn't be cussing. I'm only 20 seconds in. Hopefully my money don't stop. But you say something stupid like that, you're getting blocked. You can drop your Big Lex, the big one, the what do you say, the not the little one, whatever. I'm not a fan of her, but she did what she was supposed to do. She played smart. Whereas Jela, disappointment. Ahna disappointed. The only OG that did not disappoint was Scotty in a lot of ways. And we're going to elaborate that. But this episode was funny to me. I know a lot of people coming over here thinking I'm going to be so upset. Nice. And that's what y'all need to realize too. I might have favorites on this show, but my life don't stop and start with this show. It's actually about to end with this show. Well, my life ain't about to end with this. See, that's how discombobulated I am. What I'm saying is my time with this show is about to end. But, yeah, this episode was probably the most entertaining episode. It was entertaining for a lot of reasons. But we're going to get into it. If you're new here, please subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. Please thumbs up the video. Drop a comment down below. Subscribe if you are new here. I think I just said it already. I know y'all going to be in the comments. My mind is racing right now because there's so much that went down. Mel looked good. I'm glad we got to see Mel in the confessionals, but Mel disappointed as well. My two girls disappointed. But we're going to get into it. But this was a good episode. I'm not going to waste no more time. Let's go. Alright, so we get back to Dolly. Dolly is in the ambulance and Lex in this confessional crying, which I guess she was crying, but to me, it just, when she sat back, and started crying, it just, same stage, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She probably was upset. But Dolly, she says that she had went into the bathroom. She kind of gives us a recant of what happened in the moment, or at least what she can remember. And she said that she had blacked out. This is her first time ever having a seizure. Nobody in her family has a history of it, so it's just shocking to her. But she's in the hospital, and she's on the phone now, FaceTiming Summer and Lex. And she's pretty much talking about how she's disappointed in herself. She should have been more alert, and she's mad that she didn't get to finish the rest of the Baddies experience. But we get her outro. The only talking point about this outro was how she thanked and talked about how much she learned from Summer, gave Summer a shout out. But did she give a shout out to the girl who's fighting on her behalf this episode? No. Clown shit. And I'm not talking about Dolly. I'm talking about Lex. Like, it's always, you know what they say about a trio? It's always two that are super close, but there's always the other one that's the third fiddle. As we all know, the one that's jumping in fights is the one who has no real beef and no real storyline with the people that she's jumping in fights with. But okay. But we move past that. Dolly is gone. She probably will be back next season for Africa. You probably won't see me talking about it, but she will be back. I highly believe that that's going to happen. But Natalie, she is FaceTiming Rolly. Rolly is sitting down because Rolly, Tink, and Scotty, they come into Natalie's room. And Rolly's pretty much bringing Natalie up to speed on what happened with Dolly having the seizure. And Natalie ends up saying that Dolly was complaining about her head, or I think she said her hand. But Rolly ends up saying that she's been complaining about her head all night. And Rolly said essentially she was glad that Summer and Lex were there with her because something could have happened to her, which I agree. I'm happy that they were there because if she would have passed out like that and nobody was around and nobody got the ambulance to be there, who knows what could have happened? She could have lost her life. And I'm glad that they were there. And I'm glad that Summer actually did her due diligence and actually put the games to the side and actually took care of her friend. But Rolly ends up saying that they were by her side. Scotty ends up saying that she hopes that Dolly is okay. Tinkerbella is scared. Natalie ends up saying that she has a dinner planned tonight and a special guest. Like, in Natalie fashion, Natalie did not give a fuck about what was going on with Dolly. Because if she did, she should have been over there at the hospital. Like, I'm like, you're the EP. Why are you not at the hospital? That's your talent. Like, granted, production and all of them should have been over there too. But your talent, you should have paused everything and went over there to make sure that she was okay. And the fact that she didn't, that's Natalie. That's Natalie for you. But we get a scene with Ivori, Nunu, Jazz, and Paula. They're back at the house talking about if they've spoken to Dolly, Lex, or Summer. And nobody has, but they're all concerned about Dolly. Jazz ends up talking about how the mood has been down, knowing that Dolly's health is in question at this moment. But Summer and Lex, they come from the back. And the girls are asking them how Dolly's doing. Lex says she's doing good. She's feeling better. And Summer ends up saying, she don't really remember the seizure or whatnot, talking about Dolly, but she just remembers waking up. But they tell her that Dolly is going home because it's too much. She don't need to be fighting no more. True. Like, she should have been gone at this point. Like, her hands has been jacked up. She's fragile. Like, there's no need for her to still be there fighting. And that's Zeus's fault. Zeus should have sent her home. Like, if anything, they should have gotten her medical. Well, they've already gotten her medical attention to a certain degree, but they should have sent her home because, like, if you continually fighting and every time you fight, your hands are jacked up, your health is gonna decline, obviously. So that's a problem with Zeus. Like, that's why you couldn't pay me to be on the show. Yes, they get paid well, but you couldn't pay me to get on the show because you might lose your life on this show, and they don't care nothing about it. But they tell her that. Lex then says that her first priority was making sure that she was okay, and seeing her like that made her feel some type of way, but it all goes back to last night. Lex then says that now that Dolly is okay, she's now focused on Jela. You're now focused on Jela? You've been focused on Jela since you've been at that damn dorm room at your college before you even got on the season. You've been thinking about her since last season. That's when you've been focused on her. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. But Lex then says that she went to see, what did I write? She went to see. Wait, she said she can't wait till she sees Jela because she's going to beat her ass for Dolly. She did. But Ivori ends up saying Lex is trying to blame Jela for Dolly's health scare. And it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Like, that's not Jela's fault. Like, Jela didn't do that. And it's like, granted, it's like you never know what could have happened after taking so many hits to the face. But to sit there and blame her for that when it's been told that she took pain medication or whatnot, and it was said that she was dehydrated, that has nothing to do with Jela. Like, she wasn't drinking enough water. But regardless, Summer ends up saying that her and Lex ain't going nowhere, and Nunu ends up asking Summer if she got pressure for Jela, and Summer, obviously in her confessionals, is ready for whatever. But Summer ends up talking about how the OGs don't follow the rules. Y'all don't either, but let's just keep it real. But Paula ends up saying, do you feel like it's because we're not all in the same house as them, we don't really know them like that? Ivori ends up saying it was said on the mic that there was no fighting in the club. Jasmine and Nunu ends up saying that there was no rules being enforced, and that's the problem. Y'all talking about all these rules and whatnot, they're never enforced. So at that point, you're at the liberty to do what you want to do. Does it make it right? Like I said, and I want to reiterate that again because I feel like a lot of people that either come in here to hate watch or to troll me, y'all get down in them comments and it's like y'all don't, and I'm positive you don't watch the video. And if you do watch the video and you hear me address certain things like this, don't get down in the comments asking me to elaborate because y'all know I talk a lot. I have no problem elaborating myself, and I do it very well. I'm very well spoken. I speak a lot, but everything that I say is true. And like I said, the rules they're not enforced, and nobody essentially has to follow those rules because Natalie's not going to do anything about it. Even though she says she's going to do something about it, she's not. But I just completely lost my train of thought. See what happens when I start talking? But Nunu, she ends up saying that she was shocked that Jela had threw the punch. Because normally she's the one that's professional. I was shocked as well. Oh, and this is what I was about to say. I say Jela was wrong for throwing that punch at that club. I said it in my recap, and I said it on the live with Movie Bang Legend. I feel like she shouldn't have hit her in that moment. Because you're there to get money. Essentially, y'all can just handle that shit back at the club. I understand why she did it. Because like I said, me personally, if I want to hit you, I'm going to hit you when I want to hit you. But personally, professionally, I would have not done that in that moment. So, and the whole reason for me saying what I said, a lot of people get in the comments and be like, well, you acting like Jela wasn't wrong for that. I literally said in the video that she was wrong for doing that. Comprehend. Like, open your ears and listen. Listen to understand. Don't listen to get down there and comment. But Natalie, she ends up FaceTiming Lex while they're talking and trying to see how they're doing or whatnot. I'm like, again, why are you not at the hospital? But she ends up saying, or Lex ends up saying that they just got back from the hospital. Natalie lets them know that she's setting up a dinner and has a special guest coming. Lex is excited because she claims she got unfinished business to handle, which, again, you don't have any business. You're trying to insert yourself in other people's business. But Natalie ends up asking if Ivori is there, and she's sitting right next to Lex. So Lex pans the camera over to Ivori, and Ivori's sitting there smirking because she already know who's coming. Like, come on. And Natalie tells her Mel, Big Shroom, is coming. And Ivori says she ain't nothing special. There ain't nothing special about Mel. She recants what happened in Milwaukee when she snatched her wig, which Zeus missed a month. Like, Zeus, y'all failed when it came to introducing Mel. Y'all could have literally introduced her there You don't even have to really give her a confessional in that moment. You could have just shown her doing what she did to Ivori, because Ivori confirmed that she was the one that was doing it. You could have did that and then teased it for the rest of the season. But y'all don't know how to do shit right. But Ivori ends up saying that, and then they show Ivori, they flash back to it where she yelling, y'all some fat bitches. Like, but Ivori ends up saying it's just a clout thing and she needs the money. She's broke. I get it. It's not just a clout thing. You know that, Ivori. You know why she's coming for you. Rightfully so. You throw piss on me, it's up every time I see you. But Natalie ends up saying it's just a dinner. Ivori said, I'm about to eat this bitch. This is what I'm talking about. There was a lot of funny moments in this episode. But Ivori ends up saying that she ain't talking to Mel. I'm not talking about Mel until she walked through that door because I'm going to tear her up. But Natalie, she ends up saying that she going to go check on Dolly after dinner. What if she's dead, Natalie? Go now. You should have been there. But when we get to the sprinters, the newbies are on their sprinter. Jazz is pretty much saying that Lex essentially wants to fight Jela for Dolly. And Jazz she's over it. Just like me. Over it. She's tired of these bitches fighting. She's tired of being around them bitches. I'm tired of watching them. That's where she's at. But Lex ends up saying that she's focused on Jela, as we already know, because of the Dolly situation. Like I said, she's been focused on Jela. But she ends up saying that you fucked up the booking. You snuck my bitch. She did not sneak her. They were face to face. And your ass knows that because you were standing right behind your favorite, Jela, watching. Y'all need to understand the difference between a sneak. What a sneak is what your bitch, Summer, did to Slim. That is a sneak. When somebody is face to face, what Summer did to Ahna, what Jela did to Dolly, that's just getting caught off guard. If somebody's looking you dead in your face, that's not a sneak. The only way it's a sneak is when they're not paying attention. They can't see you when you're hitting them. Like, come on. But she then says they were, like I said, they were face to face. But again, it's just funny to me how she's fighting Dolly's battle, but Dolly did not even mention her in her outro. Like, that just blows me. But Lex then says she's up next to beat Jayla's ass and she gonna dog the fuck out of her. She did keep to her word. She kept true to her word. But Summer ends up saying that she's over it. She don't want to eat or kick it with nobody. She's trying to get in and out as soon as possible. But she's sitting there putting Vaseline on because we already know she gonna get hit. And she's doing what she should be. You put Vaseline on so they slide off. But Nunu is pretty much steering the show for them. Like, she's asking all the questions, getting the conversation started, and she ends up saying like they should go off on their bitches and whatnot, but Lex is sitting there smirking and she's happy to handle Dolly's fate. But over on the OG sprinter, which was clear foreshadow, but Biggie ends up saying that Natalie had let them know that the newbies are on that for this dinner. Biggie's like, duh, obviously it's clear, like we already know they own that, but like why are they so comfortable telling you? But they sitting here talking to you, but you're supposed to be with us. Like, you an OG, you're supposed to be with us. You know Natalie plays both sides. Natalie's fake. Like, you already know that, Biggie. But Jela, Ahna, and Scotty, they come in. Scotty got on like a two-piece, but Ahna and Jela, they got on dresses. Granted, they're not like long dresses, but they're not wearing clothes that you would be fighting in. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I remember vividly whenever this was airing. I remember when this was airing. I remember the night the Jela versus Dolly at the club happened. I remember seeing and following it on Twitter. Like, that was the first time, besides the Tommy, that I was paying attention to it while they were filming. And I remember the back and forth between Jela, Dolly, Summer, Scotty, Lex, and Ahna. That was that night. But all of them was making threats. They was going to beat each other up. So I'm like, at this point, the very next day, why are y'all not prepared to fight when you know you're going to be around each other? The other two, Summer and Lex, they was ready to, and Ivori, even though Ivori wasn't fighting them, but they all was dressed and ready to fight. Like, they were ready to fight. These girls are wearing heels and dresses. Like, come on. But Jela ends up asking them, like, what do y'all think the dinner is going to be like? And Ahna says, like, we ain't eating shit but his. I said foreshadow. But Tasiki says they not about to eat, essentially. But Scotty ends up saying, Tasiki had me laughing later on, but we're going to get to it. But Scotty ends up saying that Natalie said that there's going to be a special guest. They don't know who it is, and they don't really care who it is. It's male, obviously. But Ahna says she'll be fighting. She ain't worried about it. But she says she knows that Summer is coming for her. She don't know if Lex is, but Lex been popping her mouth. And Ahna says that she's beating their ass. Are you, Ahna? But Ahna and Scotty, they want their ones with Summer. Nunu is back over there moving the plot again. She addresses Ivori about the special guest, a.k.a. Mel. And Paula ends up saying that hopefully they bring her in late because I'm hungry as fuck. love me some Paula, but like for real, like that was real. But Ivori ends up saying that Mel's a cloud chaser, and it worked. I said, you know why she coming? She ain't no cloud chaser. But Ivori ends up saying that nobody is eating. I'm eating bitches. Jela back on the other bus said she going out with a bang tonight, Bad Girls Club style. She said, I got hands too, bitch, so rock with me. I was cringing watching this because I'm like, I already know what's coming. I already know what's coming. And Jela saying she got hands. Like, Jela, let me just get to it. Jela says she gonna whoop Summer's ass like she is her mama. Natalie and Jaden, they arrived to the restaurant first, and at first I'm like, why? Because they get off the Sprinter and they standing there in the middle of the street. They didn't show the angle at that point, but they was just standing there. I'm like, if y'all don't move for somebody to hit y'all, but then they showed the other OG Sprinter coming and they blocked off the street. But they have this Hawaiian fire dancer performing before they enter. The OGs go ahead and they enter. The newbies come in, same situation, they head on in. Like I said, the majority of them that were ready to fight were dressed to fight. Now, the OGs, they're sitting down around the tables. This is where it all goes down. They got the tables, they got all the tables like around, and you got this wide open space, obviously for the fights. Like, come on. That was clear as day that we about to fight. But they're sitting down. Ivori knows they're not eating, obviously looking at the setting. And Ahna's sitting down, and everybody is sitting down except for Lex. Me knowing what was about to happen, I'm like, where is she at? She gonna sneak her. But Summer is sitting down, and Summer is like Summer none other. She is just like we've never seen before. Sitting there with her mouth shut. I said, what is this? She plotting. And Ahna says, welcome to Waikiki, bitches, where bitches get fucked up. And she's starting to like pick with Summer, saying, I like your shirt, crumb bucket. Scotty said, oh, she quiet today. Ahna said, yeah, because she got punched in her face. I'm sitting there like, oh, God, here we go. And then Jela saying she ain't got that pink wig on. Ahna sitting there cracking up laughing as she's saying it. And Jela says, you thought that shit was cute last night. I'm going to beat you up, bitch. Summer ends up saying that her mind was racing. She's saying this in her confessionals because obviously she got a lot planned. And they have the dancers. They have these ladies coming out in the middle dancing while these dudes are playing music. And I'm like, these ladies don't know what they about to get themselves into, so they better get out the way. But Summer, she gets up to give Natalie a hug. And Ahna ends up, everybody's watching, obviously, because it's like, at this point, this girl can sneak you, and we already know she does sneak. And the only person that's close enough to Summer at that point is Scotty, and she's the only other person besides Ahna that she would actually go up and sneak besides Jela. So Ahna's paying attention and says, like, Scotty, pay attention, like, watch your back. Scotty's looking, obviously, paying attention. And Summer starts moving toward, because she goes over to give Natalie a hug, and Rolly's next to Natalie, and on the other side of Rolly is Scotty. And she's looking over Natalie, like trying to play it off. Summer's trying to play it off. Scotty is alert, smart. Scotty was the only one out of the OGs that made me proud. And Summer then starts moving towards Scotty, and you hear the producer screaming, Summer, Summer, Summer. Scotty got up and got that horse leg out, and the horse kicked the shit out of her. And Summer goes back, and Natalie's trying to break it up. Scotty ends up saying, Natalie, get your bitch, get your bitch. Scotty was making me proud, boy. But Scotty ends up saying that she knew what Summer was trying to do. And she then says as well that Natalie, why is she allowing Summer to give her a hug? Basically saying, like, it gave setup. It's like, okay, well, you in on this too. Like, you allowing her to get close to me to do what she was trying to do. Scotty ain't stupid. Scotty is peeping Natalie. She's finally waking up to Natalie. Finally. I don't know if it's full, but, like, at least she clocking her. Because she gonna clock her later on, but we're gonna get to it. But Lex, she come out of nowhere. And swings on Jela. That first left that she threw, she put her whole body into it. This is what I say. This is probably one of the only things about Lex that I like. I love how she, apart from when she swings back, when she swings forward, boy, Jela better be lucky she missed that first one. That left was coming, and if she had connected on her nose, she probably would have broke Jayla's nose. But it went over to the left. Jela was swinging with the right while kicking. She might have connected with that right. But security breaks it up, and Lex comes back. They squaring up at this point. Both of them squaring up. Lex starts swinging. Jayla's eyes are closed. I said, Jela, what the fuck are you doing? Eyes closed, throwing her hands up, trying to swing. Lex can't swing and connect the way she wants to because Jela at least has her hands up and is like trying to she's trying to swing, but you know when you got both long hands in the air, when one person is really trying to swing like that and there's other hands in the air, you're kind of blocking them from being able to hit you. So at this point, Nothing's really connecting, and Lex and Jela both start trying to headlock each other. And at this point, they're fighting, and there's security behind them, like directly. Like Jela is back to security. Lex is coming forward. She can see security if she's looking at security, but they're standing back there, letting this all go down. This is the difference between Jela, and this is what a lot of people have been talking about as of yesterday when Jela confirmed that the producers don't like her. We already knew that last season when they let Gretchen bite you and stay on the show. They let her call y'all all type of niggas on the show on a black-owned network. And then they let her go to the reunion and snatch your tooth out your mouth and let them jump you or attempt to jump you. That proves that they don't really care about her because they quick to break up Ahna and Scotty shit. But they sitting there letting them. They headlocking it up. And this is where I got to give Lex her props. She's smart. She's a smart fighter. And this is what I say. If I'm headlocked like this, what she did to Jela is what I would have done, which I wish Jela would have did it first. If I'm headlocked and we can't really get them punches, you're going down. She slung Jela all the way on her back. And I know she knocked the wind out of Jela. Because Jela's sitting there holding her while Lex is on top. Boom, boom, boom. Straight on her head. I said, Jela, damn. First round goes to Lex. Because the producers finally decided to break it up. I'm like, y'all hate her. Because like y'all let Lex go to work. But they break that up. Ahna, Tasiki, Natalie, they're trying to break it up as well. Lex is saying, I dogged you. That was for Dolly. Scotty said that she on there with Summer. And Lex is still telling Jela that she dogged her, yada, yada, yada. Scotty is now telling, I don't know what she was saying because there was so much going on at one point. But Scotty says, Natalie, clock that. I don't know what she was saying, but she was talking her shit to Natalie. And I was like, get her, Scotty. But Ahna then swings on Summer from behind because as Summer and Scotty are going, Ahna swings on Summer from behind, as she normally do. And Lex is claiming people jumping. I ain't seen nobody jumping in that moment. But Rolly ends up saying to her confessionals that the newbies are doing what they were told. Like, and the OGs were in here popping their shit. And it's like, fuck all that nice shit. Do y'all big one. Like, Rolly was there for the show. Like, she sat back and watched what was going down. And Scotty ends up getting on the table. This part was funny. Got on the table and pulls out the chain. And is showing it to Summer. It says, this was in Natalie's room earlier. I took your chain, bitch. Like, you got to go through me to get this chain. It's like, suck your shit, Scotty. But she says, regardless if it was hers or not, I was letting her know you ain't getting it regardless, even though she does get it. But it was funny in the moment. But Lex then starts calling out Scotty to fight because you ain't got no storyline. You trying to get a fight off everybody. But the point that needs to be made is that this reminded me, because my sister was, y'all know, me and my sister watched it together, but she brought up this point, which is a point that needs to be made. The fans that are online backing Lex about her fighting for Dolly, like I said, fighting for Dolly, y'all love her because she's sticking up for her friends, are the same motherfuckers that be mad as hell when Tasiki fights for Ahna. Y'all remember when Tasiki fought for Dolly, or fought for Ahna for Dolly, or fought Dolly for Ahna? They was mad as hell at Tasiki. But y'all the same ones that's pumping up Lex. Y'all happy that Lex is fighting for her friends, but y'all mad as hell that Tasiki be fighting. Well, it's starting to fight for hers. Like, it just don't make no sense to me. Like, that's crazy to me. But Scotty ends up telling Lex to shut up, as she should. Jela ends up saying, Lex, you owe me that. Lex says, shut up, I beat your ass. Jela says, you ain't beat shit. She did. But Lex then saying that that was for Dolly. They start tongue wrestling at this point. And Jela says, like, what I said all season. What I've been saying all season. Lex been watching her all her life. She's a fan. She's obsessed. Jela comes around for round 2. Says, come on. Second round, Jela was swinging a little bit more. Until they headlocked again. Jela sitting there looking around. You can see she got her head locked. But the difference between Jela and the first part of the headlock, she's standing there holding her while Lex is over there holding her. But what is Lex doing? Working that right hand. Just boom, hitting her clean in her face. Side of her face, headshots. And Jela is eating them. She eating them. And she's just sitting there waiting on security to pounce. And then when she sees they're not really coming, she then starts swinging back and starts knocking Lex in her head. So at this point, if Jela would have kept swinging, who knows what the outcome could have been. Because she stopped swinging a couple times waiting for security to break it up when you know they're not going to break it up. And then this bitch right here is trying to knock your head off. Like, what are you doing? But Jela, what happened? At this point, security finally comes to break it up when Jela starts swinging back. But Lex is laughing, saying, "Ha ha, wipe your teeth, bitch. Your teeth are bleeding," which they were. But Jela, I didn't like that she did this. She spit her blood at Lex. Like, don't do that. Why don't you go and run up and hit her? Like, spit. There is no excuse to spit on somebody. There is no excuse for that. Like, Jela, that's crazy. But Natalie ends up saying, and that's how you know that Lex was getting under Jela's skin at this point, which was aggravating to watch. And that's how you know Jela knew that she lost. Like, she didn't want to admit it, but you could tell, like, you could just tell. But, and then I want to say that too, even though, because this is the last round that they ran. I was expecting way worse than what it was, but that's not taking away from the damage that Lex, because Lex was clean. And when I say clean, face was unknotted, untouched. She looked untouched. She might have had a bloody finger or whatever. But Jela had a knot here, a knot there, a knot there, a knot there, a knot there. And then teeth, blood. Jela, you let me down. You let me down. Lex did what she came to do. So... But Jela is now saying, you can't whoop me, you can't whoop me. She just did. But Natalie ends up saying that she knows that Jela can fight, but now her teeth is bleeding. Like, people normally be losing wigs, but she losing her teeth, even though her tooth didn't come out. But, you know, Natalie, just being Natalie. But Jela is talking shit with blood in her mouth, saying that you can't whoop me. Like I said, she just did. Lex says, look at your mouth, which is embarrassing because your mouth was leaking, Jela. It wasn't as bad as what Rolly and Ivori was making it out to be, but like, you still lost, and it was not it was not good at all. But Jela says, I don't give a fuck. That's how you know she lost, and that's how you know she knows she lost. But Summer is running her mouth saying, Scotty, come to me, and Summer ends up coming down, and Scotty's in the middle. Scotty made me so Tasiki was doing what I was doing watching this. Was Tasiki is screaming, keep fucking swinging, Scotty, keep swinging. Scotty was swinging head up. You see what happens when I've been telling y'all this all season. Head up and keep swinging. When you got a bitch like Summer who swings head down and just be, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Because you can get the advantage because she don't know what she's swinging at. You can see what she's doing and just start making her shit. And that's what Scotty was doing. Scotty was tearing her up. Tasiki, Ahna, Tinkerbella, Jela, they all cheering her on, which Jela, you should have took pointers from Scotty because she kept swinging and you didn't. But security broke it up. Tasiki said, see, my bitch, Alicia, she's smart. I said, exactly. And Tasiki said, I want people to start dancing now. Let's stop fighting. Scotty gets in her confessionals, and this was hilarious. I don't know if y'all caught it. I don't know if it is. But Scotty is in her confessional saying that after she fought Summer, she ain't gonna keep fighting her. She flipped her hair and then had her dog in there. It looked like it was probably, I don't know if it was Summer's chain, but in the moment I thought it was Summer's chain. It looked like she put her chain on Summer's chain on her dog. Hilarious. But Ahna's sitting there twerking and stuff, and Lex is wanting a moment because now she's calling out Ahna. She couldn't get the fight with Scotty. She now wants it with Ahna. She wants to fight everybody because she wants a moment. I thought she was focused on Jela and only Jela. Because Scotty and Ahna are not Jela. Like, I thought she was doing this for Dolly. Like, be for real. But Scotty clocked the fuck out of Lex because Lex was over there coaching Summer. And Scotty said, like, earlier in the season, wasn't you saying that you didn't want to fight Ahna because she's too little and you don't like fighting people who's not in your size? Even though I don't agree. I feel like sizes don't matter in fights. Hear me out, the ones that want to just troll. Size does not matter to me. Whether you big, small, if you come at me, I'm going to hit you. If I have a reason to hit you, I'm going to hit you regardless of your size. But your girl, Lex, when you come on a show saying that I don't like you, saying what she said to Jela, I don't like you because you don't fight people your size, you're a bully. When she sit around and don't clock people that are bullying, i.e. Rolly, and fights people that are not their size, i.e. Rolly, fighting Slim, and then now she wants to fight Ahna, you're a hypocrite. So when people call you out on it, that's what it is. But Scotty clocked her. But Lex says, I spared that bitch too many times. Scotty sitting there popping her shit to Lex, dancing and taunting her, calling her lame. This is Scotty's episode. But Ahna and Summer, they start fighting, grabbing at each other. Ahna's trying to swing, but Summer's like clawing at her face and whatnot, swinging Ahna around. Wasn't really a fight. I know the Ahna haters is going to eat up what was happening because she was getting tossed around, but it wasn't a fight. Like, let's be for real. But Jela comes around the corner trying to get involved. Jela, it's a one-on-one. Like I said, like there's no need for jumping. No need for it. We know you want your one-on-one with Summer. And we know you can beat Summer. There's no reason for you to be trying to do that. Like I said with Lex, for the Lex fans that like to say, oh, I'm calling Jela out. You hear me saying it right now. Like she had no reason to jump in that. Like trying to jump in that. But Ahna is kicking this right here. Flatline. I was dying. Ahna was kicking Summer through security. And Summer realizes through security that she has Ahna's foot, which is disgusting, first of all. Ugh. Like, had her foot. And it looked like she was trying to... and that foot was dirty. It was black as hell. But she's sitting there. It looked like she was trying to tickle it. She probably was trying to break her foot, but hilarious. But Natalie's screaming to let it go. But as she's doing that, Scotty's in the back down screaming, Natalie, swing, bitch. You chose the wrong side. She is on Natalie's head. And Natalie says, "What in her confessions? What do I look like getting in the paint? What have I said all season?" But Natalie in the scene says, "Scotty, stop running your mouth unless you gonna square up with that bitch talking about legs." And you shut the fuck up. Natalie and Scotty had me laughing. They both had me laughing. But Scotty was like, "You pick and choose. You let Summer sneak me." She do. She ain't lying. But Scotty then says she don't understand what she said in her confessional is what I said last season. Granted, at the reunion, I felt like Scotty could have did more. I wanted Scotty to fight. But Scotty, at least, Jela and Scotty are real friends. Like, they're real friends. Natalie and Jela were like this coming into, they've been friends since Bad Girls Club. But Natalie has shown me that she's really not a real friend, because a real friend is not going to let you get jumped. A real friend is going to try and break up fights instead of letting you get your ass beat. Which is what just happened here. What happened at that reunion last season where she pretty much sat there and let Gretchen and Callie try to jump her, claw up her face, pull her tooth out. So what Scotty was saying is true. Scotty says she don't understand how you let your bitch Jela get jumped the night before at the club, and then sitting here letting Lex wail on her like this when you could have literally said stop. Like you could have broke it up like what Lex was trying to do with Dolly. Lex don't like her, but she is a friend. Like, even though she ain't the best friend, because a real friend gonna clock you when you're wrong, which she don't do with Summer, but Dolly does. Dolly's the real friend, but at least Lex will try and not let her friend get her ass beat. Whereas Natalie will let you get your ass beat because y'all are not her friends. That's the point. But Summer versus Ahna, they go another round. This one looked like a tie. Summer got Ahna's hair and started swinging her around, but it looked like a tie to me. But Lex is telling Scotty to get in the paint with her again, looking for a moment. But Natalie's fake ass cracked me up. When she was sitting down, she said, "Big Lex is up next." She's up next, Scotty. Get over here and get in the paint. And she ends up saying, "You telling me to swing on that bitch? You get in the paint." That shit had me laughing. But Scotty got up in Natalie's face and was like, "I already fought Summer. Lex already fought Jela. I ain't doing shit a bitch tell me to do. The fuck?" And then walked off. I said, Scotty is not playing with Natalie. Because Natalie then gets up while Scotty's walking away. "Don't know, bitch. Tell me what the fuck to do, bitch." And Natalie says, I'm in there. I'm in there. Natalie, you're not in there. You're in there trying to break it up, but you're not in the paint like she's telling you to do. Get in there and swing. Like, that's the difference. But Scotty was clocking Natalie, like I said. And Natalie ends up saying Scotty from Baddies South is a different Scotty from MidWest. Like, she in the paint. She out here coming for me. I was like, yeah, because she had enough of your ass. Finally, she's standing up for herself. Finally, she's not letting you walk all over her. Like, it's about time, Scotty. Like, Scotty was the MVP of this episode. She better win MVP. Y'all do that little voting on the Zeus T Network Incorporated page. Scotty better be MVP. Because Scotty, this was Scotty's episode. But Summer and Lex, they still talking shit. Jela ends up saying that Dolly got her shit mixed. Lex is telling Jela to shut up. Jela says, "Make me do it, bitch." Lex said, "Come to the front." Jela walks to the middle and says, "Make me shut up." Security's between all of them. Jela ends up saying that she needs that with Summer because she snuck her. They didn't even get to fight. But Summer versus Ahna, they get in the middle again. Another round. Ahna says, "I'm not leaving up out of here until I beat her ass." And it was like the same old, but Ahna was in there swinging a lot more. I'm going to give this one to Ahna. But Summer kept trying to grab hair. That's just really what it was. But Jela and Tasiki, they're trying to break it up with security. Ivori is now taking her hair down and getting ready for Mel. Because I'm like, where are they at? Like, where is Mel? Mel gets her intro looking good. They actually gave her a confessional, put it in there, put her pictures up, like gave her an adequate enough screen time. I was shocked. I thought they was going to cut her out. But Mel looked good. She was kind of giving us a rundown of why her beef is with Ivori, which I'm glad they showed, and talked about her throwing piss on her so that it don't look like Mel's just coming on here just to get clout. No, there's real beef. Real beef. But Mel said that she knows she got to fight Ivori. She comes in with her orange. She looks good. Soon as she comes walking in, Ivori sees her. There's commotion going on, but Ivori sees her. And as soon as Mel gets to that center, everybody's paying attention. Mel takes them heels off, do that little square up that she do. I love Mel square up. And Ivori. Mel got in there and immediately started swimming. I'm like, what are you doing? Head up. Because Ivori was in there. Oh, like Ivori was in there tearing her up. But towards the end, Mel was in there a little bit better. I thought it was going to be even worse than what it looked like. The first round wasn't as bad, but Ivori definitely won that one. She won that one. They go another round. Head was still down. Mel was in there more with this one. You can call it a tie. You can call it Ivori. I'm not going to argue with y'all. Me personally, I'm going to give it to Ivori, even though it could have been a tie. Some are sitting there dick riding Ivori saying, fuck that bitch. You don't even know her. This is that shit I'm talking about. When y'all just sitting here judging Mel, y'all don't even know this girl. Y'all don't even know her. That's why she was tripping out all season because, granted, I know y'all cool with Ivori and whatnot, but like, why are y'all sitting here chanting on some shit that you don't know nothing about? Like, mind your business. But Mel says we need one more round. Big Shroom got to get out. That's the third round, which she said herself was her worst round. So Big Shroom didn't make an appearance in that third round. But that was the episode. I'm all over the place. My brain was all over the place because it was a lot. But that was the episode. Please thumbs up the video if you haven't already. Drop a comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts. I know y'all will. I don't have to tell you, but do it anyways. And subscribe. Please do that. Please do that. And I'll see. We got another episode, which pisses me off. And hopefully it don't look like much. So I'm probably not going to talk about a lot. But me and the crew going to be on the live tomorrow. Me, Movie Bay, and Legend. We'll see y'all then. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I'll see y'all later. Peace.